Hi everybody, welcome back to Behind the News. I'm Robyn Brady. Lots to talk about this week. I think the one thing that everyone in Chatham-Kent has talked about at one point or another this week has been the weather. It has been stinking hot, humid, muggy, gross, hard to breathe at times. For those of you who have a pool friend, they're coming in very handy right now. But it is definitely a perk that the municipality has opened up its pools for a couple of days for free, so you can go in the afternoon and cool off. And lots of places to go around Chatham-Kent to cool off if you want to get inside for a couple of days. One thing about the summer, it does tend to be a fairly slow time of year for news. Just people go on vacation and it's hard to track down people for interviews. It's the same around Christmas, and it's just one of those sort of dead times that you try to find things to talk about. This summer in Chatham-Kent has been ridiculous with the number of stuff going on. We've got Rib Fest kicking off, we've got Taste Fest, CK on the Edge, brand new festival that just launched this week, 11 days of arts and entertainment around downtown Chatham. You've got Rockstock, you've got the Boot Hill Jamboree, you've got Bayfest up in Sarnia. So much stuff to do this summer, and because of that, there's always something else to talk about. Other news, there was an actual serious situation. There was a bomb threat over at the Chatham Cultural Centre, not something you hear about every day. And Chatham-Kent police and fire crews were out there, blocked off traffic. Apparently the situation was, we don't know the exact message, but someone left a message on the voicemail of an employee at the Cultural Centre with this threat, and so they cleared everyone out, they checked the scene, everything was fine, but still some pretty tense moments for the people who were involved there. Let's see, what else happened this week? So a couple of stuff on the municipal front. We had a local councillor, Brian Fluker, who announced his intentions to run again in the October 25th election. As well, Tom McGregor, who is running for mayor in the fall, was holding one of his meet and greets. He's been going around to a lot of the communities, talking to people and trying to get in their heads, see what the big issues are. And so following that theme, we're going to go back to the newsroom and talk to Simon Crouch. He is our senior assignment editor, and he's been around Chatham-Kent for years, has been involved in covering a number of elections, so we're going to get some behind-the-scenes talk of him, of what's going on these days. So Simon, you have covered quite a few elections here in Chatham-Kent.
A fair number, yes.
So what is going on? We're a little over 3.5 months until the election on October 25th. What's happening with candidates behind the scenes right now?
Well, a lot of the candidates behind the scenes right now are actually talking to each other. If you are thinking of running, you're talking to your family, you're talking to your friends, but you're also talking to some existing council members, people that maybe you formed a relationship with in the past. You're saying, hey, I'm thinking about throwing my hat in the ring. What do you think my chances are? What do you think is going to be a sufficient vote total to get elected? What do you think the big issues are going to be? And in some cases, I talked to one candidate earlier this week, in fact, who has spoken to both some existing council members and some others who are contemplating running, asking exactly those questions. What kind of things am I going to get blindsided by at the all candidates meetings, things like that. That's what you're thinking about if you're contemplating whether you're going to run or not.
Right. Now, there are some people who are putting off filing. The mayor happens to be one of those who is saying, you know, he wants to wait until the last minute because he has work to do until then and he doesn't want to start campaigning. What is the real mindset with that, with putting it off until the last second?
If you are a sitting member, a sitting council member, a mayor, something like that, you're probably not going to want to run too early. Now, Brian Fluker threw his name in the ring just recently. Everyone knew he was going to run again, and Brian is going to do exactly the same thing whether he's campaigning or not. He's going to go to the coffee shops, he's going to talk to people. He does that. He campaigns all the time, or he doesn't campaign at all. He just represents, depending on your
Right.
viewpoint. Randy Hope's a little bit different. He doesn't want to be seen as campaigning, but at the same time, because he is in office, he is campaigning. He gets invited to everything. He gets to go and speak at everything without saying, I'm campaigning. We all know he's going to run again.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter in his case, because he's already stated he's going to run again. The actual filing of the papers is a formality. Somebody like Tom McGregor, very well-known councillor in Wallaceburg, somewhat less well-known throughout the rest of the district, fairly well-known, but somewhat less. It's to his advantage to file a little earlier, because then he can actually go out, as he has done, hold a couple of discussions in Ridgetown, go to some of the other areas, get his name a little bit well-known in areas where people maybe know who he is, but don't know what he stands for.
Okay, great. Well, it's certainly going to be an interesting couple of months.
It's going to be fun.
Thanks a lot, Simon.
My pleasure.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Behind the News. Make sure you join us next week for more. I'm Robyn Brady.